Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Voice of the Youth podcast. Today, it is me, Renette, and
Hi, Miss Rose. How's your week?
my week was good. On Friday, I went on a field trip. It was very fun. I watched my dad have a seizure. I walked away.
Again?
No, on Friday.
That's what I'm saying. Again, that happened twice.
Oh, I did walk away the other time. Okay, but what was I going to do the first time? A bunch of people were crowding around him. What was I supposed to do that time? This time, no one was around him, but... But yeah, my week was pretty good. It was Easter. No, it was Resurrection Sunday. Oh, and today we had a Easter egg hunt in one of my classes. I don't like celebrating Easter because it's about a bunny. But I did go and search for that egg nonetheless, and I found it. So, yeah.
What was in there?
Candy.
What candy?
Fruit snacks and like 4 Starburst.
Yeah, my nieces and nephews had some on Sunday. Garvin and Dre just ate them.
They're such bullies.
Well, they didn't eat the ones that they had. Like, they ate from the bag before, the bag that, like, my brother had the candy from. They ate them up.
Big bags. How was your week, Rose?
It was good. Had work. You know, it was good. And then I'm really tired. I barely slept this weekend getting ready for Sunday because my parents were hosting it and we had dinner over the house. So everyone came to the house. And the night before, I didn't go to sleep till like, I think it was 6 a.m. almost. Did not go to sleep. And then went to church. Then last night again, I had to help clean. So I didn't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. And now I was just taking a nap earlier before we started, actually.
I walked in, my TikTok started blaring. I just looked at you. Put the volume down. Continue about my way.
I'm really tired. I don't know if you guys can see my eyes, but really tired. But I will do that tonight, though. But my weekend was great. I had a lot of fun with my people. Had a lot of fun yesterday at the church.
Oh, at the concert?
Yeah, we had a concert here yesterday. It was nice. It was fun. If you did come, yeah, I know you had fun. But if you didn't,
you're a loser.
Yeah, and see you next time.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, some people are ops. Some people are just ops now. Like, they've just reached op status because... What do you mean I raise my hand and you're going to say my name, but then you're going to say someone else's name?
Right.
Anyways, I hope y'all's weeks at home was good. We did skip something, Rose.
Prayer.
Go ahead and pray.
Yeah. Thank you, Father God, for allowing us to be here tonight and doing the podcast. Thank you for allowing us to get here safely. Thank you for allowing us to go through the day safely as well. Thank you for allowing us to go to work and to go to school and nothing happened, but we made it here tonight to be able to do the podcast, Father God. I want to thank you, and I hope to have your Holy Spirit in between us while we do this podcast for you, Father God. And please give us the knowledge for us to be able to fulfill others. I pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Jimmy was here, she would have talked up a storm about her week.
I think she's on the way.
Yeah, she asked me what topics we're doing. She's just late.
Yeah, she was at work.
But you guys know what time it is. It is time to pull out this nice, handy, dandy list of topics. And...
Which one are we doing?
I'm trying to figure out. You could pick. You pick.
We can do that.
The first one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you all at home can see and hear, hopefully. We're about to get into our topics. Share the live. There we go. That's what I was going to say. Share the topics. Make sure that you help us grow because we are a youth group, and a lot of people love to say that we're the next generation of the church. And it's best if you guys get to know us now, because if you don't, oh well. But the first topic is how technology shaped our generations differently. Now I think it started technology. The first technology was what? The telegram, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. I believe the first ever technology was a telegram, which is a hologram that was built for people to send holograms back and forth during the war, basically. And that was the first ever technology. Now, a hologram is our generation's FaceTime. Because I won't ever send Rose a hologram. It's going to take like 17 business days to get to her. So.
Do they even do that anymore?
Holograms?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They're just really ancient and old, so
Yeah.
I don't think anybody sees a point or a need for it. But the first ever technology was a telegram. We went from a telegram to iPhones. Now, I don't know if it's been made clear to you guys, but the older generations hate it. With good reason. They feel like it's disconnecting us from our family, from our friends. Social media has too much of an influence on our life. Our connections are just broken. We're distraught. We're just connected. I said that already. We're distracted. There we go. And it gets in the way of our schoolwork. If we go back to, I don't know what year, let's say 1950s. 1950s, they didn't have much technology. They had computers. But that was really, that's where technology was really starting to advance and stuff.
And not everyone could use those technologies back then either.
Exactly. You had to go to a library to access a computer. You had to be in school to access a computer. And sometimes, because of segregation, you had to be white. So.
Sometimes.
Because of segregation, you had to be white. So. I mean, technology has come so far. Now, the reason why technology is such a such a barrier between us is because adults don't understand, not adults. Older generations don't understand how much more we get out of technology. They think it's just something that's going to brain rot us, melt our brains, but we build connections, honestly. And it's just like, I can have a conversation with Rose for 30 minutes about something that we've seen before in person or on the internet, and the conversation will hold the entire time. But because me and Rose have a connection, we've had this connection. I don't know how this connection got here. So because me and Rose have a connection, it's easy for us to talk. Now, if you were to put me in a room with let me not even say a stranger, with one of my cousins that I don't talk to frequently, we're going to be on our phone. And that's just because we don't have a connection. That connection isn't there. So I see what they're saying, that there's not much of a connection at times.
Yeah, because like you said about the cousin thing, like you don't even want to try to. You're probably thinking about it the entire time. Oh, I should talk to them. They're literally right next to you. Oh, I should talk to them. But you did not do it. None of y'all did it. But then at the end of the day, it's because you guys have the phone to distract you from doing exactly what you need to do. But then again, it does really distract us. And the phone thing it's really different with our generations. Like the communications that we used to have, before we used to be on the phones, were a lot better. Now people don't really want to go meet anybody in person anymore. They just go ahead and FaceTime, or okay, they see you on social media. Well, yeah, she's posting, he's fine, he's alive. But before that, you'll want to go see that person, your friends. You'll want to go see them somewhere, go hang out with them. But because of social media and people are posting all the time, now as long as you see them, you already know what they're doing. You do not want to find out anything more because you already know what they're doing, what they're up to.
Yeah, 5 seconds of the story. You said something. Oh, the only time you're ever gonna sit and say something to that cousin while you're in the room is, do you have a phone charger?
Yeah, that is so real.
Where's the outlet? And then that's even awkward. But
I know.
yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I know. Back when I first moved out here, my parents had their one of their closest friends here too, but they lived in like Snellville, and so they went to go visit. I knew them back in Haiti as well, but like we never really talked. But we did used to talk. Like we didn't have any phones, but we did used to talk back over there. But when we came here, it's been so long since we've seen each other. The connection that we had, it wasn't that strong. So then the connection that we had kind of went away. So when we finally saw each other, you know, we said hi, this and that. But then after that, we all were just like on the phone. It was me, my brother, and them, and we're all on the phone, just looking around. We're sitting at the same table, one across from me, one across from my brother, and we're just all on the phone. And our parents were like, "Why are you guys not talking? What's going on?"
Were you texting each other?
I was texting my brother. I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "What's going on? Why are you guys not talking?" We're just like, you know, we're shy. We haven't talked to each other in so long. But, I mean, after that first time, they moved closer to us. And since then, I mean, we've had a better connections. We talk all the time. Because we're closer to each other now and we see each other more often. So then we had no choice but to try and build that connection. So.
Yeah, I had a very similar situation. I have a big family. On both sides, shockingly enough, I have a very big family. My mom has quite a few siblings. My dad also has quite a few siblings. So we went to Connecticut, which is where both my parents lived previously before they moved to Georgia. We went there for Thanksgiving. And while we're there, I meet one of my cousins that I knew them before, but I didn't necessarily like know them. Like I met them, I said hello, I talked when I saw them, but like from the person I was when I was 8 to the person I was when I was 15, those are two different people. I'm not the same person. What I say isn't the same. How I act isn't the same. So we're sitting in the same room. This is funny. The apartment probably as big as this room. It's where my grandparents live. It's probably as big as this room. So we're all in one little room. Dad's having a blast talking to his brother, talking to his sister, loud and everything. You guys know my dad. My dad is loud. He's loud. He's having fun. He looks at me and my cousins. We're all on our phones, minding our own business. Why are you on your phone? Give me your phone. He said that to my sister. I hid my phone under my lap. And I every time he starts telling about a phone, I hide mine under my lap because it's just like, I just don't want to hear much yelling. But he was trying to take our phones. He took Savannah's phone. He didn't take mine, though. But did I talk? No. Because what was I going to say?
How are you?
What was I going to say? How are you? And then the conversation ends there.
So what have you been doing?
How's school? And then, no, my dad took my phone. Her dad didn't take her phone.
Different parenting.
Or did he? Maybe he did. She was playing Roblox. Your mic isn't on. Sorry, I didn't turn it on yet. Give me a second. But yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
She's here.
Apologies.
Still not
I
on.
can't hear you yet.
Okay. I don't feel like taking my
Say
head
hi
down. Hi guys. I came late. Sorry.
How was your week?
I had a really good week.
That's it?
I mean, there wasn't. I started. I said that last week. I worked less. I worked most of the week.
Yeah, she started working, guys.
Yeah. It's been pretty good. Nothing's. I mean, me and Rose hosted our first event yesterday. It was really
your
nerve-wracking.
event, but
What?
I said technically it wasn't your event, but
We hosted our first event. We hosted an event.
we hosted an event for the first time.
You know what she means.
You know exactly what I mean.
Okay, I know what you mean, but others might not.
So we basically
You can take your
hosted
mic
the
back.
concert
Hers is on.
from yesterday. The concert I was talking about earlier. We hosted it. It was me and Jemima. We both
It was a
hosted
little
it.
fun. It was nerve-wracking though, but it was.
Yeah, we were struggling
I
in
don't
the
know if I'll
beginning.
do it again.
You will definitely do it. I think you're on the list to do it next time.
list.
The
next
way
time.
the way Pass was talking about it, he was saying that we did so good. He said we just needed a red carpet. He was like he didn't have time to talk to us
Oh.
because we were everyone was talking to us saying how good we were doing it, how good we did it. So yeah,
We're
I
stuck.
think yeah.
Okay. So what's one way technology has made your life better or worse?
Huh?
What's one way technology has made your life better and worse? There we go. Let's correct that question.
I would say procrastination. Like, let's say I'm at home and I know I have a lot to do, and now I'm stressing because I have a lot to do and I know I only have 24 hours. Now my head is in shambles and I'm just thinking about everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do this and that. And then I try to escape it just by,
Scrolling.
doing other stuff.
No.
Editing or like, I don't know. Scrolling too, part of it. And so I try to escape reality through that, which is not good and not healthy at all. Because then when it's midday, I'm like, oh my God, it's already midday.
And nothing's
Boom,
done.
goes back. Scrolling again.
Well, it's already midday. Let me just finish scrolling for the rest of the day. Yeah.
But no, for real though, it's really bad. Kind of have to understand how to like minimize the use of social media and the phone, just so you can be able to control your life, because social media and your phone and technology can literally take over your whole entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jemima?
I feel like I have a similar story like Rose. I feel like I procrastinate a lot cause like I'll know I have to study for a test, and I'm like, let me do some 5-minute careless scrolling, and it turns into 2 hours, and it's midnight, and I'm like, okay, let me open my test, but now I'm tired.
Are you sitting when you're scrolling?
Huh?
Are you sitting or standing when you're scrolling?
Laying down,
No, I'd be
running.
sitting up. Sitting up like I got my book
Once
in
you're
front of me.
comfortable, you're not
Yeah.
like. I've learned that like I can if I stand
I can
up.
get comfortable when I'm scrolling, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. I'm comfortable scrolling.
Maybe.
I be going ahead, and in my head, as soon as I go upstairs, I know I'm cooked.
Yeah.
And I go upstairs, and I look at my bed, I'm like,
It'd be comfortable
should I?
studying there.
And then, next thing you know, I'm on the bed. Next thing you know, I'm scrolling. And then, boom, I take a nap. And I wake up 3-4
Next
hours
day.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hungry.
I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
Now the day's over. Now another day is dealing with the days before's issues.
Do you think younger generations are more or less creative because of technology?
I think they're creative in every way.
Yeah.
Their level of creativity is like, there's 10-year-olds making whole cartoon movie productions on their tablets.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're creative in their own way compared to our creativity. Our creativity was probably like drawing.
I mean, it's still
Or
drawing now.
Yeah, but they're
It's
doing
just
it
on-
on like digitally
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
animation and stuff like that.
I've tried that.
So-
It didn't work out for me.
Are you
So-
saying more creative?
I feel like it's the same thing. They're just creative in a different way, but it's the same level. Of
Yeah, it's just in
creativity.
technology. Yeah.
We just had different things.
But they are more creative, though. It's so much stuff that they're coming up with nowadays. So I do think so.
Yeah.
They concern me. You know, I only say they concern me because sometimes the way they be crashing out over a tablet
That part, yeah.
be having me concerned.
Oh.
And that it's like it's not. I have bad crash outs, and I'll acknowledge that I have bad crash outs, but the way a toddler crashes out,
No, the way these kids are crashing out over like this tiniest things. You take a pin from them, they're rolling on the floor, like acting like it's the end of the world.
I saw a news thingy that said, I think it was like last year or something, or the year before. It was like a kid, I think a teenager, probably like 12 or 13 or 14. I think he shot his mom because she took his PS5 or something.
I saw that.
I think it was something like
remember
that.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
crashing out over nothing,
Yeah, literally. For
over
what?
nothing. You gonna get it back.
That's what I'm saying. If you were being bad and you stayed on the thing the
But
whole
now
entire
you're going
time.
to prison for life. You're never getting an iPad.
You getting a thin bed and a sheet.
You're getting a Bible, a sheet of paper, and a pen, if that.
A Bible.
They give you a Bible in prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a Bible in prison.
I
Not
don't know.
taking
I've never
chance.
been.
I watch a lot of crime shows.
She does, yeah.
I'm a very big true crime person.
I see them in movies. That's why I think it was real too. But I guess it is real.
No, it's real. Everyone gets
That's like me saying I could do surgery because I watched the movie. Hello?
But it seems real. She said yes.
Yeah.
All prisons or certain prisons?
Most prisons give you a Bible.
So they want you to
Because
change.
there's books in prison. And the first book that most people read is like law books or Bibles.
I bet it is law.
Yeah, because they're trying to
Figure out how to get out.
loophole to get out.
How do you no? When was the last time you guys unplugged? Oh,
I did that sometime in December.
Unplugged from like social media.
like just unplugged all
From
together.
my phone completely.
Yes.
Probably the retreat we went on.
That's good.
Yeah.
No shame, because
It's just I have unplugged from social media, but I don't think I can unplug completely from my phone. Not for like reasons of like I'm addicted. It's more reasons like I'm kind of the go-to person at my house to call for stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just always have my phone.
I mean, unplugging doesn't mean like you turn it off. You just leave it alone because, I mean, you're always going to need people
Yeah.
to call you. So you just put it down, and then you remove social media and stuff like that. You know, as soon as that notification pops up, you're going to check.
True.
You disconnect from that. But I think I did that around like December last year. November, December. Because my brother did that. My brother and his wife did that for like, I think, 3 months. And then I have a friend who did that as well for, I think, 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Yeah, they kind of influenced me to do that. It was good. It was good. They all grew, actually. They all grew a lot spiritually and emotionally. So.
I'd have to try it.
all right. Our next time. Are you laughing at me?
No.
You're a liar. Our next topic is
Miscommunication.
Yep. Our next topic is miscommunication between generations and how to fix it. Now, honestly, this is a generational thing, but it's also a certain people thing. For me, I word my words not properly. I word my words weird, but I know what I'm trying to say. And when I try to fix what I'm trying to say, nobody ever lets me. They just start jumping to conclusions. I'm just like, hey, I have more to say, so let me just get there. It takes a while for me to get to my point, and I really try to figure out how to get there quicker, but I never could. And so, I mean, there's a lot of things, and, you know, that's one thing for me. Another thing is this generation's version of slang. If I walked up to my dad and asked for some of his food and said, that's bus, he gonna look at me like I'm crazy. And he's gonna ask me if I'm driving a bus. Or if I'm a bus. And he'll start cracking a bunch of jokes, and I'll just be like, hello? Like, no, that's good. And if I walk up to him and I say, gang, that's a 35-minute chat.
Yeah.
35-minute lecture.
What?
Talking about
Why
that.
are you talking like that anyways?
Talking about.
No, that's just how
yeah.
I'm like, what's up, gang, to him. I'm like, hi, dad, all the time. I'm always, there's just certain ways that I speak at times. Like, I texted my mom the other day. I was like, gang, I need money. But I didn't say it like that.
Sabia, that's your problem right there. You know?
On a video, my parents were watching a video of my sibling and his family, and like their family thingy. It's like, I don't know how to say it. It's like it has gang in there, and my mom watched the video, and then my mom was like, gang? Wait, what do you mean gang?
So they were
The
like,
gangs
what's
are
up,
in
YouTube
Haiti.
gang?
Yeah. And my mom was like, the gangs are messing around in Haiti. What do you mean? Gang.
And I just don't. It's like,
Well,
for a lot of people, that's people's same way of saying chat.
Yeah, literally chat.
Like it's just the same thing for people who say chat. Now, I did get myself out of that. I did say that to my mom last week, but it's been a week and I haven't necessarily said gang. But it's the same thing, like how we said chat and we went from brother to chat to gang. Like it's just our slang gets so different daily. Not even on a weekly basis. It just gets so different daily. And so, me as myself, as a 17-year-old girl, I don't know when the language changed.
Maybe like twin. What's up, twin?
My mom is not your mom, so I don't know who your twin is, but it's not me.
I've never.
Oh, I was talking the whole time and it was on you. Keep going.
I personally, it's just second sense for me to not talk how I do around my parents. You know, like it's just a second sense for me. Certain things I'm just not going to. They're just not gonna come out of my mouth. But sometimes maybe in Creole. Like, I feel like I talk slang in Creole to my parents. Like, I'll be like, bum sa sem to my mom all the time.
Me
I always
too.
call her Sem. Or
I call
anybody in
everybody
my house.
Sem.
Yeah. I talk more slang in Creole because they'll understand it's slang compared to in English. They're not going to understand. Like, I could tell my dad, put them little labas. And he'll just laugh and give me $20 because he knows, like, it's like slang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But English slang, if I told him, gang, can I get $20? He's going to be like, sa gang la. So I'm the gang. That's what, so it's like.
He'd be like, is that me back, my, what's it called, barbecue yet?
Right, exactly. So I feel like you can definitely talk slang to your parents. You just say it in Creole so they can understand that you're talking slang and you're not attacking them.
Yeah.
No, you're right. But it's not just with my parents. It's with older generations in general.
Yeah.
Because if I walk up to one of my teachers and I'm like, hey, Unc, they're confused. I'm confused when people call me Unc sometimes.
Who calls you Unc?
Unc.
You would be so shocked.
You
would be so shocked. You would be
they
so.
don't say auntie, they say Unc.
Coming TT Unc.
Oh.
You know what? High school's just getting real murky for me. Because
And-
what are you guys talking about? TT.
I think that might be how
chat.
they felt for us too.
But what, in our generation, what did people call people? Twin? But twin wasn't even that big. It was just people
wasn't
pretending.
Mine. No, it wasn't mine.
Not for
The
me.
year after you graduated, it wasn't mine.
Mm.
Everybody was like, "What's up, twin?" What's
I
going on,
heard twin, but it was kind of like
I'll be saying twin
a
all the
joke.
time.
It wasn't like people were being serious saying twin.
Nah, they were
Yeah,
serious. my last year.
twin down the hall.
My last year, they were serious about it. Everybody
Well,
was like,
middle
just twin,
school-
twin, left and right.
Middle school, we had stuff like my heart, my locket, my diary,
My locket.
Wait.
my gift box. That's it. Or you would be like my forever. Like, that's what you would call your best friends.
I was not here for this.
Y'all never called your friends my diary?
No, I was not here for this.
Hello.
This was middle
She
school.
wasn't here.
Right? I was
This
not
is
here for this.
2016, where best friend was not cutting it. You were not calling your best friend best friend.
Well, for me, it was for lifer.
For life,
Yeah, it was for
my
life.
It was
no,
for
too.
lifer, and you just have to think like we're basically the same generation, but our slang
different years.
different years.
Yeah.
So what we say just comes out completely different. So me talking to Janice, I can't
Bonnie
talk.
and Clyde. Sorry,
Woo.
that was another one.
Oh.
Yeah, you would call your friends Bonnie and Clyde.
Me talking to Janice, it took Janice a minute to learn what chat was. I think she just recently learned. So
Yeah, that's not surprising.
but it's just like,
But I don't be getting the slangs either, cause y'all are so a recyclable
hey,
generation.
I don't know
'Cause
who
why-
y'all is.
Why are y'all pouring ice on your head again?
Oh,
Why is the
I
ice
did in
bucket
fact do
challenge
that.
back again? Y'all are such a recyclable generation. Can y'all come up with your own stuff?
My little
we're
my
the same
little
generation,
cousin-
Jemima.
My little cousin Chelsea, she just be random with them, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then she starts calling me auntie. Whoa.
She keeps calling me old, and I'm like, Chelsea, I'm 22.
Someone called me a cougar the other day.
I'm
You're not even 18 yet.
22.
But it's because, never mind. I can't out myself out yet. But
I'm not old.
that's what I'm saying.
What
Me
you
and
said?
you,
'Cause
me
like
and you,
what?
we're the same generation.
I'm talking about like my middle school generation. When I was in middle school, you were in elementary school, so it's kind of like.
What she's saying is you guys are still in the same generation.
I know. I'm talking about a certain time period
Oh.
where I was kind of like at that 13 stage, and you were probably in like 4th grade. You know what I mean?
What's that picture?
Yeah, that picture. So when you're 13, you're just learning all these new nicknames. Versus when you're in 4th grade, you just, on the playground. And
I got married.
Okay, we're going to skip past. Well, no, we're not going to skip past that. Who'd you get married to?
This boy.
Was he
I
palm
don't
color?
remember. No.
Actually,
I don't know why y'all all think that that's really my type. It's not.
Well, every black girl's type was a white boy in elementary school, because that was my husband in elementary school was white.
My husband was black, but then we also got divorced the same day.
Whoa.
So
I promise it was that mouth. Samia will be
no,
right.
it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh, he divorced you?
no, I divorced him. But
What?
I didn't want him.
No,
wasn't
now
cute.
I'm invested. Why did you get divorced? Does Pastor Sylvia know about this?
Was it legal?
I don't know.
Okay, let me tell you. So we're on the playground, right? We're about to get married. The teacher's coming to interrupt our wedding. That was that. So we never even got married for real. I got married once though. I do remember getting married.
See, this
But I
also
think we did get
we're
divorced.
same generation but different things. When I was in elementary school, we would form dance teams.
Oh,
We wanted to be like
I had a rap battle.
No, we did not. Do that.
we had the dance and we had the marriage.
I'm
thing.
trying to think of a group that was popular.
Rose is in between.
Yeah, literally.
What's that one group that was popular in like the late 2000s, like 2009? They used to wear like purple and pink. I can't think of it.
Hey, while you think, I'm gonna move on to this next part, okay?
It's not important.
Okay.
Go ahead. Come
Um,
to me.
she's gonna cut me off.
Yeah, I am.
A lot of things for older generations or older people in general. It's certain words. This is gonna make me mad. Certain words, they just don't rub people the right way.
OMG girls. Sorry. That's what it was. That's what I wanted to be.
I could quite literally tell somebody, you know what, I'm gonna states. Let's go with states first. First, if someone down south calls me weird, it's a hee hee ha 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 ha. I don't care. I'm weird. It's okay. It's whatever. I'm moving on with that life. If I were to go up to a New Yorker and say you're weird, we're fighting. Literally, they're gonna want to fight me because I said they're weird. And it's like, that's a trigger word for some of them. There are a lot of things that people just don't like. Things don't rub people the right way, which is why I see why older generations get mad when we say certain things. I see why Christian older parents get mad over certain things. Like, I have a lot of people here and I give them a lot of nicknames. Like, I don't know if you guys know, Sister Farrah, I gave her the nickname Fafa. She went from a bunch of different nicknames. Fafa is her nickname forever now. So, well, her nickname is Fafa. If I were to give somebody else a nickname, they could feel some type of way. If I were to walk up to someone here and I say their first name, and it's just it's a respect thing, and it's like I could say certain things for so long for a certain period to people who understand that I'm not coming off as rude. And
Yeah.
it's just like, you have to understand that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be maladve. I'm trying to keep my respect, but I'm also just trying to have a conversation. And yes, you won't understand me completely, but have you ever taken the chance to understand why they say things the way they say? Or did you just jump to conclusions? Did you just start yelling? Did you just start going off? And I'm talking about anybody in general. I'm so sick.
I mean, if I come up to Janice and say Janice, she's not going to feel offended that I didn't call her sister Janice.
We all call her Janice.
But I feel like if I came up to like an adult and just said their name, they'd probably be like, "What?" 'Cause
Junta.
it's like like you said, it's a respect thing, and I feel like we're just same way as how African people, they call everyone auntie or uncle, even though that's not their aunt or uncle. It's like us Christians, we call our elders c'est frère, but it's really not supposed to be our elders because we're we all are sisters and brothers.
Yeah. But them though, the older generation, they call everyone sister and brother. Like they call me Sister Rose. They call you Sister Jamima. They call
No, I don't feel like adults call me Sister Jamima. They
No one
just
calls
call
me
Jamima.
sister. Yeah, everybody calls
Well,
me
actually,
Samia.
the new thing at the church is calling me Mima. I don't know where everyone picked up that from.
To be real, yesterday, after the introduction, they said, Sister Rose and Jamima
I'm telling
will
you,
be going on stage. I was like, oh.
people just call me Mima.
But I
or
think it's 'cause they-
Jamima.
Well, I don't know why. But-
Everyone sees us as little kids still. When I came here, I was 12. I'm 22. No one's gonna call me sister because I came here at 12. No one's calling Chelsea Sister Chelsea.
Yeah.
They called me Sister Samia for 2 days after I got baptized.
They
But
started,
I also told them to stop because
well,
it felt kind of odd.
they started calling me that after I got baptized. I told them I told them to stop. I didn't say I didn't like it. I told them to chill out on it. And they just kept going. Because
We
I
got
said
here
that.
like 4, 5, 6 years ago.
But I used to come visit. They never called me Sister Rose. That's why I was like,
But you didn't necessarily grow up here.
oh no.
So it's like, I
They didn't have
don't know you.
You just
didn't
kind of popped
have
up
to.
grown.
Yeah.
They didn't have to.
Jamima grew up
Because
here.
before
I
I
grew
got
up here.
baptized, they didn't call me sister.
I was thinking about
They
that
used to
the
just
other
call
day,
me
though.
Sasu.
I actually did grow up here. That's really interesting.
Wait,
Not in a bad
age
way.
did you come here?
12. I think I came when I was in 7th grade or 6th grade, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I came when I was 14, I think. Was I? You came when you were...
Out the
Zero.
womb.
Out the womb and in a basket to church.
Hello? Next Sunday. Didn't listen to the doctor's directions. 6
Right.
weeks at home. No, she's going today.
She's going to church today. We can
Excuse
tell
me?
She's going to be a problem. We're taking since day
Straight
one.
to the church.
Since day one.
Did Denise ever tell you guys that story about how my parents felt when people gave me candy?
No.
I was already hyperactive, so candy just intensified that. So I was never allowed to get candy.
Yeah.
But when people gave me candy, I would eat it immediately,
Oh.
and then I'd be bouncing off the walls.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And my parents would be stressed, like, who gave her candy? And I was just
So
like,
they already know.
they
That's
knew.
what it
They
was.
been, yeah,
Problems and
they
stuff.
knew.
I feel like I did not get the chance to be a bad kid at all. I just was raised
I
by a
wasn't
bunch
necessarily.
of adults.
I
that
can't
would
say that I
tattle.
wasn't bad though. I was dazzled for
Just
sure,
very,
but I
very
wasn't
This one
bad.
means bad.
Okay, I wasn't bad, but I wasn't. Okay,
So you mean like you were very active?
yes. Let's think about another child who's presently here, who's not even my age and wasn't even my age when I was acting the way I was acting. The person I'm talking about is dazzled.
I think we know.
Yeah.
I was just someone who was undiagnosed ADHD. Nobody wanted to listen.
I was actually really dazzled.
I really didn't get the chance to be this. I promise you. My parents would beat the skin off my back if I embarrassed them at church.
I got beat.
Well,
Church, home.
It didn't take a lot of
Well,
meetings for me to learn. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I was not necessarily talking about church, but I think they told me that when I was younger. So my mom had cut my hair like to like a low cut or whatever. I don't know. I think it's because my hair was uneven or something. So she cut my hair. I think I was like 3 years old or 4. And then I
crashed out?
always wore like a hat, right? Like a bucket hat.
Uh-huh.
I always wore a hat. And then I went to church. And then this little boy was, well, we're around the same age, I think. He kept asking like, what's under the hat? Why am I wearing the hat?
Why you like
And
getting
then-
bad again?
And then he pulled it. Apparently, I fought him in the church, and he gave me back
Apparently, girl, you know you
definitely
fought
fought
him.
him.
Before you continue, parents, this is just a general question. Do you think that beatings work on your child? Do you think that beating them help them
worked on
grow?
the hat. Definitely
to-
makes him scared.
Do you think that beating them helped them grow to the person they are today? Do you think that beating them helped them at all? Continue with your story.
I think I was in.
Okay.
But beatings are real predictable after a while. Once you get old enough, like beating your 13-year-old is just not gonna do nothing. They already know, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and she's just gonna beat me. It might hurt a little bit, but I'll be okay.
I'll
Yeah,
cry. I'll wipe my tears and move on with my life.
I'll
though.
just go
I
take a
think-
shower and go to sleep. So like,
I think beating does work, but you can't overdo it. You can't do it too much because, I mean, you're gonna beat them. Now they're gonna
get used to it.
exactly. They're gonna get used to it, and then in the future, they're gonna take it back on you. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna beat you up. Not that. Just saying that like they're gonna start getting disrespectful because you just keep beating them. It's either they're gonna get disrespectful or they're gonna be like very closed off
I'll get
and don't like talking to you or something like that. But like if you learn how to
Okay, relax.
if you learn how to talk to them and communicate since they were a toddler, if you learn how to if you teach them how to communicate better, then when they get older, you would not need to beat them up. You would just need to communicate with them. It's gonna take a little bit longer for them to understand, but you should not be beating your kids up all the time. That's what my mom did. She didn't beat me up all the time, but I was a bad kid, so
Beating
it felt
kinda
like
be done
pretty
at-
often, but it wasn't pretty often. Yeah,
My
communication
cousin,
is the key.
I remember when she first got here. Well, that was like 3 years after she got here. Whoever cousin you guys think it is, it's not who you think. But one of my cousins who lived with me,
Girls,
my
about
mom was
50 of
getting
them.
on,
I think about 50 of them. Continue.
my mom was getting on to her, and she was like, I'm gonna pull out the belt. She was like, oh, dom se la pousse. And I was like, ooh. Cause she was a little bit grown. So it
You
was
wanna
kind
know
of
what that
like, and that really clocked my mom's teeth. Cause she was like, okay. She didn't know what to say. She was just in shock. She called her dad, and her dad was like, well, mem ki lave.
What?
Not
And,
caring.
you know, continue.
And so that just kind of stuck in my head. And I was just like, you know what? Don't say Zev la pousse. If you beat me at 13, I'm going to get over it. You know what I mean? But thankfully, when I turned 13, they switched to like talking and making me feel like they're disappointed in me, which worked a lot more. I hate when my dad's disappointed in me.
That's what I'm saying. Communication is better.
Yeah, because when you just keep beating and beating and beating your kids, it's just like it helps to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like after a while, you're just gonna beat them. Now they're scared of you. Now they won't ever come to you. Now you want to have important conversation with them when they're older, but they don't know how you'll react because
You waited too late.
you exactly you don't know how to control your emotions. You want to beat your kids, and it's just like okay, you.
Some parents want to beat their kids just to show that they're a good parent. I
No,
don't know if
just-
that makes sense.
I think it's just to show that they're in control.
Exactly. Some parents enjoy beating their kids when company's around.
My mom beat me like my mom beat me like 3 times.
Only in your life?
3 like it's I remember 3 beatings from her. And only 3, if that.
That's the complete opposite for most Haitians.
My dad about 15, 6, 7. Is that the trend? I don't remember. I don't know. 6, 7. But my dad, I remember quite a few beatings from him. But
Yeah, I don't think that's
bye.
true.
No, it's true. And it's very obvious because
Is your mom here?
No.
Is
But-
she leaving?
I think so, yeah. But Janice is still here, I think.
I think she said she was leaving. Since
I can hear her voice. She's talking. But my mom beat me 3 times, and I remember 3 beatings. The first one, I don't remember the first one, but I know she hit me once. I remember the second one. I broke a piggy bank because I was mad at her, so I took my anger out on something breakable.
You
Broke
know
the
what?
piggy
There's
bank.
I understand all your parents' beatings.
Do
Because
you?
why would you break a piggy bank just because you're mad? Est-ce qu'on t'a acheté? Est-ce que pour
It was
l'aider?
free. Yes, it was for me.
Qui est-ce que devrait pour le casser?
It was my piggy bank.
You could have
So
gotten her.
you'd rather break glass because you're mad?
It was ceramic. But
Maybe that's why they beat you up, so you could control your ego.
Did you clean
Did
it
it
up
help?
or did they clean it
no,
up?
I cleaned it up.
So you got beating and you had to clean it up. So what did you gain from that?
Can I finish my story, Jamila? Oh, what? Pale.
From breaking
Moi
the
qu'a fini?
piggy.
Moi qu'a fini?
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
jeez.
Because I was really, I thought my dizzled out.
It's 40.
Clearly you did it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You thought it through?
I broke
thought my
this.
diz was out.
Oh,
for
I didn't
sure.
think.
Right.
What?
Rose used to fight boys, and you're talking about me breaking a piggy bank.
Whoa.
Yeah, y'all are wild. I did break a window though with my butt when I was like 4
Back to the
years old.
story.
Yeah, she did
Broke
say
the piggy
that.
bank. My mom was mad. I was mad at my mom, and she beat me for it. Reasonable, understandable. I broke something. Now I have consequences to your actions. Now this time we were both irritated. Fought in the kitchen. She told that story already. Fought in the kitchen. Boom, boom, boom. That was the last beating she ever gave me.
She beat you for that? I thought she just gave up.
No, she did it. Oh no, we were fighting over a wooden spoon, and then she stood up and she was just, and I was just like, and I walked
And then
to my
she
room.
beat you after?
No,
So there was no beating.
no, it was just a fight in the kitchen. Maybe there was a beating. I don't remember. I remember the
if
fight
there was
though.
a beating, you would have remembered, actually.
Yeah.
I don't remember all my beatings though.
Yeah.
I remember I was in timeout a lot. Me and that wall were best buds. I was in timeout a lot. I was beat. And when I say beat, I mean I was whooped. Which honestly, discipline your child, but discipline them. But think through the discipline. Is this discipline gonna help my child grow? Is this discipline gonna help my child learn that this isn't right? Is this discipline going to help my child at all?
Are you just having a bad day?
Are you just having a bad day?
Are you
If you're-
overstimulated? Like,
you know, I've made a deal with myself because of how bad and scared I was of my father. I've just put it in my brain to talk to my child before I lay hands. And it's not even like what he was doing to me.
relax.
No, 'cause thinking about it, I got a beating out of the shower once. That was the worst beating ever. And it was over nothing.
It's wet.
Because my skin is just going, I don't know what was wrong with him that morning, but that Sunday morning,
Overstimulated.
it was a Sunday morning, on our way to church, just for him to get on the shit and preach.
Did they all happen on a Sunday?
No. Sundays in the bathrooms.
This one time, I think I wore like 4 pants.
What?
They were about to beat me up.
I thought you were talking about wearing pants to church.
Yeah, I
No.
was like, what?
That's beating worthy?
They were about
Just
to beat me
change.
up. I put them on so they wouldn't hurt that much.
Nah. I was a bad beating.
4
though.
pants and 3 shirts.
But it's just like, you really have to think about it. Because of how scared I was of my father, I just made a deal with myself to communicate with my child before I put hands on them. No matter what age they are. Whether you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't care how old you are. I have to talk to you before I discipline you. And that wall, trust and believe, that wall will come before a beating will. It will. Timeout will come before a beating will. Because I'm not going to... I learned it doesn't help.
Now, I talk to you. I try to discipline you. I
No,
talk to
beating
you.
gonna come.
Bruh. Anyways, see, now I gotta
I
discipline
thought you
her
were
right
taking a
here.
pause. I really thought you were taking a
I
pause.
did not know. You literally cut my word. I did not
I
finish.
thought you were going to say.
I did not finish. Anyways, so, I forgot what I was saying. Oh my
I thought
God.
you took a pause.
Quítenme. Anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, if I'm talking to you, if I'm disciplining you multiple times, I talk to you about the same thing like 3 times. 3 times, that's the max. I tell you that 3 times and you're still not listening, nah, you're gonna get that whooping. Cause what do you mean you're not listening? You don't know what I'm talking about. Still, now you're gonna get that whooping. But if I talk to you the first time or the second time, third time, you listen and you understand now not to do that. Okay, great. You're not gonna get bitten. But if you don't, that's coming your way.
You know, it's really bad for some parents because they black out and they don't know how badly they beat their kids until they
happened to me.
regain consciousness, basically.
Really?
And they're just like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry I did this. You're
Yeah.
sorry? You're sorry? I can't feel my legs and you're sorry? And no, I'm not speaking from trauma. I'm just speaking from what I've heard.
trauma.
What? necessarily have
So,
trauma.
ironically enough, it was Easter. The day before Easter, my mom, she had this thing. She would straighten our hairs for things like that. So we're
Beat you with the
outside.
straightener.
This was our original house. We were outside. We had like a small little patio, and she's straightening my hair, and she keeps burning my head, and I'm going like this. I'm twitching, and she's like, because she thinks I'm being dramatic, but she was actually burning me, and I'm crying and I'm twitching, and she's like, you know what, and then she beat me outside badly. And then she didn't finish my hair, and she ended up just washing my hair and putting it in a puff. Because she was like, if you want to be bad, I'm not doing your hair. And then she straightened Hadassah's hair, which is my sister. And, you know, Hadassah has longer hair than me, so I was real jealous. Because Hadassah's hair was, like, right here all the way down, and I got this crunchy little puff on the top of my head. But, to make a long story short, maybe a week later, she was doing my hair for school. She's like, oh, my God, I burnt you really bad on your head. And I was like, oh? You burnt me really bad on my head. You made me go Easter Sunday with a crusty puff that you've been doing for 2 weeks, and you tell me, oh, you burnt me bad? And then she took me to Kohl's and bought me a few dresses, and then that was that.
My mom used to. Oh, go ahead.
That's not an apology.
Thank you.
Give me the words, the 4 words.
She did not say I'm sorry. She just bought the dresses.
Give me 2 words. I'm sorry. Hello.
I just got the dresses.
My mom usually just gives me food,
Yeah.
special food.
Special food instead of saying I'm sorry. It's actually nuts.
Yeah.
You rather waste all that money instead of saying the free sorry.
Didn't spend money, just cooked it.
The groceries.
Guys, we had one more topic, but we just
Already
talked so much
had it.
about beatings. It's actually just like, and the topic was actually kind of similar to beatings, like how finding yourself and stuff. Can't even start. It's 8:55.
We'll keep that for next time.
We will keep that for next time.
But nah, for real though. Nah.
I'm traumatized. I'm not necessarily traumatized. I just learned I'm not gonna beat my kids, or I'm not gonna beat my kid. That's not gonna be the first thing I do.
Yeah, I agree.
I started to learn some ways to like communicate with like a toddler and like kids, because I have my niece. I have my niece and my nephews, and I know how to talk to them. And like at the house, my niece, she doesn't listen to nobody at the house but
Sure
me.
don't.
And like this one time, she threw some stuff on the wall. Like I think it was applesauce. She threw it on the wall, and she knows that like I'm gonna be mad when I come. And like my parents were at the house, she did not care. She was still having fun. Apparently, when she figured out I pulled into the driveway, apparently she ran upstairs, started crying. Everybody was like, why is she crying? What's wrong? Did she fall or something? And she gonna go, Titi Sasso's outside. She's gonna be mad. And I'm like, so you do know what you did was wrong.
Girl, I want to hand her a rag told to start scrubbing. Girl, what?
So you do know that you were wrong. But yeah, I do know how to, I kind of know how to communicate with them now if they did something bad or whatever. And for them to still have like, how do you say that word? Clint?
I don't know how to say that in English.
Well, just to have like the fear, like they respect you enough to know that like.
The boundary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not gonna like use you or like disrespect you because they know the boundaries and they respect you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I learned that just as I have a boundary, that kids have a boundary.
Yeah.
I learned that I can never force a kid to go give somebody a hug.
Yeah.
And I would
will not
never.
do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not doing that
And
to my kids.
best believe you come to me, my child didn't give you a hug. Okay.
Why do you want the hug so bad?
Why do you want the hug so bad?
She said hi. Why do you want the hug so bad?
You want a kiss? You want a kiss?
Why do you want to kiss on the cheek so bad from a 2-year-old?
And then me and my child are going home.
Right.
Thanks for the food. Now we're leaving. But
It is not disrespectful to say, hi, Titi Sasu. That's it.
literally, and
Why you gotta
me
kiss
now,
your cheek for?
me now, I don't necessarily like being touched without people telling me that they're gonna touch me, without me voluntarily touching people. And it's like I could walk up to you and give you a hug. If you don't want me to hug you, that's okay. I won't hug you. I just would rather you tell me, oh hey, I'm gonna touch you, or if I say, hey, can you do this for me, or hey, can I have a hug, or hey, can you help me do this? That's just what I need. That's where my boundaries are. Now, if you tell me, why didn't you give me a kiss?
Side eye.
Because I didn't want to.
Aside,
Because why?
Porque está o
a
best friend.
kiss.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's
like,
crazy? You know what's crazy? She used to be very touchy.
Yeah.
And now she
No,
doesn't want to
you
touch
really did
people.
used to be real touchy.
Now she doesn't want to touch people or people touching her. Yeah, you're finding yourself. Look at you.
Let's unpack that.
Well, it all started. Thank you all so much for listening. This is Voice of the Youth. This is the girls' version part 3, and it honestly looks like it's becoming one. They're all leaving. Thank you so much.
That could be a solo show. Continue.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold on. Yeah.
Bon Dieu fait nous vivre là-dedans, nous disons bon Dieu merci pour ça, merci Sœur Marie, parce qu'il continue dans la prière. Et nous portons salutations par Sœur Pete avec remerciements.
Radio, télé, l'évangile.